A coward dies 1,000 deaths. A soldier dies but once.
Welcome all, this is Blaezer RTW, hope you are well. You join me for a 3v3, we're straight into it, it's already formed up and I've just literally caught it the split second everybody's still, so let's crack on. On our left is July 66, he's obviously been in a few already, he's got 4 archer auxilia, looks like me to be 3 cav. And then the rest of them urbans. Then I've got me in the centre, which is the Scipii, 6 cav, 14 urbans, I think. Or maybe not. Oh no, I've still got the velites in there from the other one. So yeah, enough said on that. And then on our right is Lee, he's always on, good player. He's got his nice annoying little armoured general, so yeah, I'm glad he's on our side. Yeah, there you go. On their right, facing up to Lee, is Lackjack. He was always on, but I think the timings that I've come on are slightly different now, so I don't know whether he's not on or whether I don't see him as much. But he looks like he's gone. Oh, he's got 5 Praetorian cav and left one of them, unless one of them's hidden there. And then the urbans, there's a 14-6 in the middle for panoramics, and then on the right is Bromley, who's gone 14-6 as well. So yeah, let's crack on. Okay, right. So yeah, you can see it's raining as well. I've got it on double. Hang on a sec. Oh, hang on. I'll just keep it on double up until we sort of, you know, the S goes down, as it were. So you can see Lee's pushing up quite nicely on our right. I'm pushing up in the centre as well. I do like to sort of instigate these things if I can, but that's much to my detriment half the time because, yeah, you can and I do often get caught out and end up with like 3 lots of cav just hammering my infantry, and then by the time it's all sorted, I've got like 3 urbans left and the battle's not even started anywhere else on the field. So, yeah, that's happened to me a few times, but we'll have a good laugh at that when it comes up. Okay, right, I think I'll put it on play now. So you can see what I've done there. Well, you can't, but you can now. I've sort of shifted off to the right a little bit. This is just to sort of sketch Lackjack out, really, just because he's almost like he's facing 1.5 armies if Lee comes up. And also it means there's a bit of a gap here as well. 66 is sat back a little bit. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. Okay, the cav's not doing a lot yet. Lee's married his infantry up now nicely, so that's quite nice. Velites are firing their missiles in. We'll have a little look at how many the Velites get because they're going to be firing at urbans, so remind me to have a look at the end. You can see an urban's come out to have a cheeky little dig at one of my units on the right. He's going to pull himself back in though. 66 has pulled up slightly, so that's pretty good. We've now got a sort of, not a line, but you know, they've got a nice defensive formation, to be fair to them, so it's going to be a tough nut to crack. You can see that Panoramics has favoured the old shove it into Testudo in the second line rather than put them into, I haven't done it yet, but put this line into open formation. I prefer to put them into open formation myself because then you can run up, surround the Testudos, and when they're reforming, you can do him in. Looks like Brutii is actually going for a rush up onto the Julii. He needs to be a little bit careful because my line is sort of equal with his, if you see what I mean. So he could face, if I can hold off this centre, he could face you know, a bit of trouble for a couple of my urbans on the left if I can do that. Lee's moving up now. He's engaged the 2 pila shields for Lackjack on the right there. You can see I've put my second lots into open order. I've hit J accidentally and then just pressed J again. That's why they've gone into that weird formation. Brutii is looking to steamroller the pila shield on the left, which he has done now. He's rushed up his troops to engage the second line. They've actually been pilared as well pretty heavily, so that's good play by the Brutii. These guys are just waiting for us to do something on this side. They're quite happily sit there. Brutii is bringing his cav out to left. He's obviously got a massive cav advantage. Archers are going to be firing. They're not going to do too much, but he has got this second reserve line of urbans that he can always pull in. Brutii's gone for a full push-up, and his cav's going out on the left, so just keep an eye on that a second. You can see our front lines have engaged in the centre as well, and now Lee is pushing up onto the Blackjack. There's still no cav charges going in on the right. You can see this gap that he's rushed his infantry up, and Panoramix has done the right thing and blocked off this little entrance, because I could have just chucked my cav straight in that hole. I probably still could if I wanted to. He's not actually engaged his cavalry on the right. Lee's cavalry still back here. I'm starting to do something with mine. It looks like I'm splitting them. Blackjack's just changed his into diamond formation, so he's going to do something any second. Here comes the cav charge on the right. Remember to keep your eye on the area up and left. So this cav's going in for a nice little cav and a surround. Mine's actually going in for a charge. I'm going to hit that Julii straight up the line. I'm obviously going to go for the general, but it's going to hopefully run through 3 or 4 units before it gets there. Look at that, that's quite nice. That just takes a little bit of the pressure off 66's infantry. Okay, so Lee threw all his cav in as well. Let's just pause that for a second, just so we can keep an eye on what's going on. Let's start at this end. Lee chucked all his cav in, rushed up his infantry, and has gone for the shock value. You can see Blackjack's just getting a slight counter charge in now, but with all that infantry there, it's not going to be as effective against Lee's cav. And Lee's cav looks like it's just turned around and starting to come the other way, is it? Yep, so it's just pulling out, and that row of urbans there, so that's quite good. Panoramix hasn't done anything with his cav yet. He's peeled off a couple of units, has he? Oh no, that's Blackjack's last one. All of Panoramix, or most of them, is engaged with my front line. That's not too bad. My guys have been heavily peeled. Hopefully they're throwing them back as well. And then I've got my last reserve line, so we're pretty even in the centre. What I've done that's different is I've gone to help out the Julii out here on the left flank. I've just run up the line and hit probably 3 of the units, which isn't too bad. With this cav fight that's going on here, you can see he's facing them up this side, but the Brutii is going to send it round the right. The archers are going to block his path, and he's actually chucked in a couple of urbans, has he? Oh no, they are just the archers. I thought that one of them was going to be the urbans. And his whole rear line and his general is now engaged. Yeah, he must have actually gone through that first line that got heavily peeled. So yeah, it's quite interesting. Now let's keep an eye on it. So I guess the bits we need to keep an eye on really is just, I think here's going to be the spot. Up here in the left, we just need to keep an eye on what goes on with this cav fight and how much happens. And then in this line, obviously my cav's done its charge now, so I should be pulling it back out. Whether Panoramix is going to make a charge with his, is he going to help out Blackjack, or is he going to come across and help out the Brutii? Do I come out, help the Julii, or do I come across this way? Lee looks like he's doing pretty well, but we'll soon see. Right, let's get into it. Yeah, so Lee's brought his cav out just in the nick of time before he got the charge. All his infantry is quite far up. Panoramix is sending his in the centre. He's going to go for a cheek dig at one of the front of my units, so that's not too bad for me. My guys have been pulled out, so hopefully I can give him a nice counter charge. You can just keep your eye on the Brutii out there in the top left. Okay. Well, I'll just pause that there just because I can see a lot going on here. So it looks like he's still got some cav left, the Julii, our ally, but I think he's gone to help. If he can clear this general, then that's probably all he needs to do with that cav, if you know what I mean. Okay, in the centre, Panoramix has charged all his cav in. I've actually just pulled mine out and rammed it in there as well. I think I'm on the counter charge, so that's good for me. I've got a few units there in reserve as well. Blackjack's pulled his cav out. Lee's going in for a second charge here, so he might get counter charged. Right, so it's going to be difficult to keep an eye on both on it. I think, what do you reckon about there? So just keep your eye on if anything routes up here, like the Julii General. My cav's gone in here, so this centre's probably going to be pretty even, and then just what happens on this right. Okay, yeah, there are things routing on the left, but it's actually the Brutii cav because it's got itself surrounded, and I'm guessing Julii's cav was pretty highly upgraded. The centre's a bit eye for an eye at the moment. We're pretty even. Blackjack's actually got some cav around the back of Lee here, so this is going to be quite interesting for him because that could sketch some of his troops out, and Blackjack is poor around the side with his SPQR. So Lee's infantry is now surrounded in the centre. I pulled my cav out on the right. Looks like 66 is still just fending him off on that side. Julii cav actually ran through the centre of the infantry, so he's got a lot more left than I thought. Is he going to go for the cav out here on the left? Possibly. Panoramix has pulled his out. I'm going to go for a cheeky little dig on one of his units here, just so my flanking units can carry on with their little mission round the right, or go and tie up the general. That's done that, so that's pretty good. All the units have gone here on the right now. 66's general has gone on the left. Lee's sort of half surrounded there. I think, was that this general over here? Yeah, so Lee's done quite well there. He's got the general out, get his cav out. I'm actually aiming my cav here on the right to look like I'm going to go into the back of all of Panoramix's cav just to wipe him out. Yeah, that was nice. Happy days. And now what I can do is pretty much just leave Lee to sweep that up. Now I need to obviously pull it over here. So it's all in the centre and the right. I think all of Panoramix's cav has gone. Bromley's actually doing really well with his Brutii there. He's totally sort of ran through. I mean, considering that I give him a massive whack with my cav straight away as well. So, you know, fair play to him. I've gone in for a cheeky little dig, but again, I've changed my target just before I've hit. So I've not got any charge bonus for that. Lee's wiped up that side now, so I can probably pull out of there. I can see that there's some cav coming here from the left. Is there? No, he's gone, so that's not too bad. I'm probably just bringing it around to surround them anyway. I've pulled my cav out of there. Lee's coming from the back, so that's going to rattle that off. Here comes the last desperate attempt, but there's no infantry to back him up really, although there was a little bit. Looks like I'm not going to give the SBQR another whack. I'm going to go and help out 66 on the left. On reflection, this unit here with the SBQR probably would have been choice 1, the general choice 2, and that choice 3. So yeah, that wasn't great by me, but there you go. What can you do? Looks like we've just about, I was going to say we just about cleared them out, but we haven't. I'm just rushing my 2 fresh units over to help out the Julii there on the left. Finally gone for the right target there in the centre, so that frees up 3 of his units. They've routed up one on the left. I'm just actually not going to go and help them out with those urbans. We're going to surround and just finish this slot off, which we have. So we should be rushing everything over here now. I think Bromley fancies if he can wipe out one of these units, then he can surround them. In comes the general's gone though. In comes my cav. That's going to rout all 3 of them. Well, it's going to rout 2 of them. But there's enough there to rout that lot off. 66 is coming with a nice little cav charge on here on the left just to tie them up. Yeah, Lee, we've totally cleared up that side. Yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty much that. Yeah, I enjoyed that one. That was a pretty interesting battle at all end. I hope I got most. I think I just missed Lee's initial push, but I'm not going to go back and do that now because can't be bothered. As for where it was won and lost, difficult to say really. Probably just we maybe used our cav a little bit better. I think we got a couple of counter charges in, and Lee kept his really well. And 66 just held out long enough, so yeah, it's one of them, and no real reason why, just sometimes it just goes the other way, or our way as it did today. And look at that, perfect timing. So I've actually got some cav left, so I'm pretty happy with my cav play in that actually, so it just goes to show how devastating cav can be. And the thing is like, it's probably, they're not going to get a lot of kills, if you see what I mean. Like, they might not have 200 each or something like that, but it was just the fact that they routed them off, and then you can double up on units and stuff like that. So yeah, everyone did pretty well, average victory. So that's pretty good. Let's have a little look. So if you're interested, yeah, the velites, even though they had 3 hits at urbans, only killed 4, so you don't need to worry about having them in your pila shield. A couple of my cav did alright, they got above 100. But yeah, so happy days. Right, see you next time.
Follow me.